Want to turn to your storm teammate forecast now. After a whopper of a line of storms hit our area yesterday, we're now bracing for another batch coming toward West Michigan. Let's get to the 24-hour tracking center and storm teammate meteorologist Kyle Underwood.
Well, Leon, heavy rain is the primary thing we're going to be tracking tonight, but I can't rule out a couple of stronger thunderstorms. Severe weather seems unlikely, but we're watching everything very carefully. Anybody who was here yesterday knows that it has been a pretty wild weekend of weather so far. Look at all this moisture coming into West Michigan. The heaviest rain tonight is going to fall north and west of Grand Rapids, and this is the exact same area that was hit the hardest yesterday with very heavy rain. And so now we're looking at the possibility of at least nuisance or minor flooding from Grand Rapids and points northward. This includes Muskegon, Big Rapids, Newaygo, and White Cloud, all included in this. Light rain has started to push into West Michigan right now. We're not seeing any lightning with these cells coming through, but we are tracking a line that seems to be organizing itself just a little bit here across northern Illinois. It's strengthened the last few scans, and this is something we'll watch carefully as it heads northward. This will be into southwest lower Michigan around 8:30, Kalamazoo by about 9 or 10, and up to Grand Rapids by 10:30. Again, we're not suggesting that we think there will be severe weather, but there's the possibility for some stronger thunderstorms later tonight, and this looks like our best first chance for some storms. Let's talk about the heavy rain on the way. We already saw 1 to 3 inches of rain along and north of Grand Rapids, and by 11 o'clock tonight, another 1 inch of rain falls in Grand Haven, Muskegon, Fremont. By daybreak Monday morning, we could add another 1 or 2, but notice the heaviest of the rain late tonight and early tomorrow falls near US 10, Big Rapids, and Ludington. You could see torrential rainfall overnight tonight. Huge spread in temperatures from 37 in Ludington to 72 in Jackson. Even colder weather off to our north and west, and that's going to be a big player in the weather for tomorrow. But first, let's get you through the short term. That thunderstorm chance increases. Heavy rain we're tracking carefully. Accumulating snow on the way Monday. I have a wild 8-day forecast to show you in just a few minutes.
All right, Kyle, thank you. For those still in the dark in Muskegon, they're dealing with really a 1-2 punch here. They're dealing with more than just a loss of power in that area. They're also in cleanup mode after last night's storm left widespread damage there. 24-hour News 8's Mark Thompson is on this story for us tonight.
This Norton Shores neighborhood is like many others in Muskegon County. Roads are blocked as crews work to clear down trees and power lines. Yesterday's fast-moving storm leaving a large path of damage in its wake.
Oh, yeah, we had trees blowing around all over the place. Saw a couple go down in the backyard.
His neighbor across the street getting the worst of it. Large trees in this yard uprooted by the wind and left teetering dangerously on once live wires.
Actually, yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, some real dark clouds come over and some big winds, and they were down.
And while work crews on the block are a welcome sight, they're here for the trees. Power is another thing altogether. So for now, and perhaps for days to come, they'll have to make do in the dark.
Candles, batteries, obviously, and the clocks. Keep track of time, make it back and forth to work.
And the power outages are widespread. Traffic signals are out along major thoroughfares in Muskegon and the Heights, leaving tens of thousands countywide to manage as best they can.
Probably just stay at my daughter's till the power restores.
In Muskegon County, Mark Thompson, 24-hour News 8.
And we know that the numbers of power outages are still very many. Across the state, we know some 68,000 people are in the dark. We continue our coverage tonight with a look at some of the damage in Sparta. 24-hour News 8's Coco McAvoy has a look at that story.
Walking through Sparta, you can see numbers of streets damaged from yesterday's storms. We spoke to a few people who live in the area who say they've never seen anything like this before.
It's like a war zone around here.
Skip Meyer is the village president for Sparta. He was at home when storms ripped through the area yesterday afternoon.
I thought this is quite a storm. First I saw winds going back and forth every direction. Then I saw hail going exactly dead south in a straight line.
And on his way to church this morning, he couldn't help but notice the damage.
This is terrible. I mean, you go around, there's garages knocked over flat over there. The windows blowing out all over the place. It's nuts.
On South Union Street in Sparta, a big tree uprooted, blocking the street, tree branches everywhere, and right behind me, a number of down power lines. And that's where we found Mike Lockard.
We saw up Union Street, all the damage on Union, and I decided to go for a walk.
He was heading to his childhood home.
I lived in this house from 5 years old to about 18. grew up here.
Only to discover
Today, it's kind of in shambles.
a big tree on top of the roof, crushing the home.
It's amazing to see that.
He reminisces on what the house used to look like
The bedroom was in the back, and folks stayed in the front.
and has a difficult time grasping how something of this magnitude happened.
I'm really kind of in awe.
Although damaged, the house is still standing, and Lockard's 13 years worth of memories can't be destroyed.
A lot of good memories here from the family and everything, but it is what it is. God's in control.
In Sparta, I'm Coco McAvoy, 24-Hour News 8.
The damage is widespread in West Michigan, and we continue to get reports into our newsroom. Our coverage continues online with more stories like this on woodtv.com.